Well, morning, folks. Quick one. This is really to Mustang GT, I think it is. Sorry if I got your name wrong, mate. Genuine or non-genuine parts for your machines. I have used non-genuine parts before. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. They are cheap, but they are cheap for a reason. That Rotovate you've seen me, I've bought a knockoff carburetor for it, and it's superb. It works all the time when I want it to. It only gets used once or twice a year, and I think that's the reason why. Now, if I was to buy a cheap knockoff carburetor for, say, my blower or a hedge trimmer, or even the lawnmower, in fact, I think that would be the better option. I think you would have more problems with it. I have actually bought non-genuine for a hedge cutter before, and although they work, there's just something there that's not quite right. And I mean, sometimes when you buy them, they're either not the right part or they're just not quite made right. So it's the risk you take. If you're doing this for a business, I would say buy genuine all the time. If you're just a home user, I'd go non-genuine because it makes no difference to you, does it really? Now onto your backpack blower. I'm not quite sure what makes you think it's the coil. The coils don't tend to go unless you've done something badly to them. Now that being said, I have seen on some older mowers where they have gone, but that's purely for the fact that it's just so bloody old that, you know, there's no will in the world to get it started. So you just need to process of elimination, mate. I mean, I don't know what your background is on fixing tools. Amber nectar, coffee, the way to go. Anyway, I don't know what your background is on fixing tools. It's a process of elimination. Obviously, you're either having no spark or intermittent spark. So if that is the case, what I would do is take it apart. So take the front plate off it and check one of two or three things. One, your spark plug actually works. So either stick another spark plug in or stick that spark plug in something else. You don't actually physically have to put it into the head, just to attach it to the HT lead and put it on something metal and pull it, and it should spark. So check your spark plug first, and then the second thing, if there's no spark whatsoever, check your earth lead. Somebody might have pulled it apart and put it back together and trapped that lead. And if it's touching the body, you'll get no spark because it is literally just earthed out, full stop. You can actually check the spacing on the in the coil as well. Someone might have been in there before you because you said it was second hand, I think, and just move it. It might not be making that much. It doesn't need to make contact, but it needs to be close enough for it to create the spark, basically. What else can you check? Make sure the switch is working. You know, if the on-off switch, I know for still, they're a nightmare. I mean, I must go for about 3 switches a year with still, especially on the little handhold blowers where you go in like that. I mean, the one that I've got at the minute, excuse me, is protected a little bit, but it still goes. I did do a video on that, how to take it apart. It was a bit of a guess and a bit of a whim. I've never done it before, but I had the chance. I was waiting for a new switch. But there's just things to try. The coil, they do go, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they never go, but it's not very often that they do go. You know, I mean, I'm only going by the tools that I've used and bought, because I used to go to auction and buy lawnmowers and strimmers and hedge cutters. They used to be like, they used to go for like anything from £2 to a tenner maximum, but now it's ridiculous. People have got on the bandwagon, and you know, you can't pick a second-hand lawnmower up from them places for less than like 20-30 quid if they're a decent one. You know, and there's no money in it, considering that nobody really wants to pay more than 45 quid for a second-hand mower. Anyway, going off on one. I hope it helps you. Just a bit of a random one. But I just thought it was, rather than writing, it's easy just to put a video out and just to give you my view. But if you check those few things, you most likely find that it might not be the coil. I could be wrong. You know, you might come across one that has been absolutely battered. You said you've bought it second hand, so you don't know what they have done. You could also check the HT lead as well. You know, sometimes they just, if it's old, it'll go. You know, it's only like a coil in insulated thingy. You never know what they've done to it. It could be just the connection onto the spark plug or anything. So just try those things first before going and investing in like a new coil and then realizing it still doesn't work. eBay is your best friend for second-hand parts. Seddon, I think it's called, for new parts. Bren put me onto them guys, and I don't think I'll go back to anybody else because they seem to know what they're doing. You just phone them up, give them your code, Bob's your uncle, it's at your door within 3 days. So obviously if it's over the weekend, you'll be waiting longer. But there you go, just a quick one for you guys. See you later.